Good, happy Wednesday evening, January 6th, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Wednesday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Wednesday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, man accused of stabbing woman, leaving her with life-threatening injuries. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Buying or selling a home is a complex process, and for many, the largest financial transaction of their lives.
Well, his name is Brandon Fecteau. He was convicted for beating a woman in Rochester and leaving her in the woods back in 2004. Then, in 2015, he asked to be released early from prison, but a judge denied that request. This is the 43-year-old Farmington man's latest mugshot. Fecteau has been charged with first-degree assault with a deadly weapon. Court paperwork says the victim identified Fecteau to hospital staff as the person who attacked her. Early yesterday morning, Northwood police say he stabbed a woman he knows at the Lakeshore Farm Inn. That's a quiet hotel in town, and these allegations come as a shock to people there. The victim is in Concord Hospital tonight with life-threatening injuries. According to court paperwork, she was stabbed 3 times in the abdomen. The affidavit also says a witness told police she saw a person run from the hotel and take off in a car at a fast speed with the headlights off. Fecteau is currently being held on preventative detention. Reporting live in Northwood tonight, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire schools now able to apply for grant to bolster school security. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Buying or selling a home is a complex process, and for many, the largest financial transaction of their lives. With so many potential pitfalls to avoid, you need a New Hampshire realtor. We guide you through unexpected challenges, such as low inventory, appraisal
I think Uvalde really sort of reignited the conversation again about school safety.
School is supposed to be one of the safest places for students, and New Hampshire is making sure that's the case.
The timing of this grant is actually very, very good.
Mike Fournier is the Bedford School District Superintendent. He says they've been focusing on school safety for the last decade, but this grant will help boost that effort at the high school.
Being able to get this grant written up and sent out to the state, hopefully for approval, is going to help us get things in place for this fall.
The maximum amount one school can get is $100,000, and the money will be awarded based on 3 security risks and safety priorities: surveillance, access control, and emergency alerting.
We've already scored $13.3 million, and we have a request into the federal government about the use of certain funds to see if we can expand that by some additional funds as well.
And for some schools, they need this grant because during the pandemic, school safety was not as top of mind.
We did a lot of things that we didn't usually do pre-pandemic when it came to safety. We're getting back into that mode.
Ford mentioned that a lot of it has to do with the culture, but with this grant's help, it'll definitely change the physical aspects of security.
We need to make sure all that those new staff are up to speed. Those are critical for us and things we need to do at the beginning of the school year.
Now, there are 2 different time periods to apply. The early decision phase will end on July 22nd, and it has $3.3 million for public schools. However, the second phase can be for schools that didn't receive awards or didn't apply in time. The deadline to apply for phase 2 is August 26th, which has $10 million for both public and non-public schools. And if you want to know where to apply or what schools in the past have done with this kind of grant, you can head to our website or our mobile app. Live in the studio, Troy Lynch, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Lower gas prices linked to drop in demand. Let's take a listen to that video.
Buying or selling a home is a complex process, and for many, the largest financial transaction of their lives. With so many potential pitfalls to avoid, you need a New Hampshire realtor. We guide you through unexpected challenges, such as low inventory, appraisal complications, and inspection issues. New Hampshire realtors have seen and navigated nearly every pitfall. If you're buying or selling a home, put our experience to work for you. For more information, visit nhrealtoradvantage.com.
Monica, Marissa, the experts say at the markets level, those big changes we're seeing will take days or maybe even weeks to show up here in the sign behind me and at the price you and I are paying at the pump. But make no mistake, they say gas prices are in fact falling, down from their highs above $5 back in early June. It's now the longest streak of decline since April of 2020. Think back to then. That's when the pandemic began and people weren't driving. But the experts say the future of prices is still very uncertain. So if you're trying to plan a vacation or trying to budget for your gas, they tell us don't bank on these prices continuing to fall.
The safest thing is assume prices are going to stay this high. I wouldn't budget for any less because there is the potential that we could go higher. You know, if it's going to break your vacation, don't plan for cheaper prices because if it doesn't happen, your vacation breaks.
So lower gas prices sound like a good thing in and of themselves, but the experts tell us the reason we're seeing these crude prices drop so fast is because investors are really spooked by fears of a recession.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Lanes closed on I-95 in Northampton after car fire, officials say. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Buying or selling a home is a complex process, and for many, the largest financial transaction of their life.
And we begin with breaking news. A car fire on 95 North, just past the Hampton tolls. 3 lanes headed north and 1 headed south are now blocked. You can see the smoke there that this fire is putting out. This image is from a state DOT camera, and that is making quite a mess of traffic in the area. Both directions backed up for a good mile right now. If you can, avoid that area, and we'll keep you posted on this.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Supply issues lead Dover to pause fluoridation of water system. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Buying or selling a home is a complex process, and for many, the largest financial transaction of their lives. With so many potential pitfalls to avoid, you need a New Hampshire realtor. We guide you through unexpected challenges, such as low inventory, appraisal complications, and inspection issues. New Hampshire realtors have seen and navigated nearly every pitfall. If you're buying or selling a home, put our...
The city of Dover posting this message to Facebook, letting people know that fluoride will not be added to the water supply due to a nationwide shortage of sodium fluoride.
We're seeing an unprecedented time across the board with material shortages.
Each municipality across New Hampshire determines fluoridation programs. Dover is among a handful of communities that adds fluoride to its water supply. While it's not required for safe drinking water, it does have dental health benefits. The American Fluoride Association says community water fluoridation is the greatest public health measure for preventing cavities. Local pediatric dentist Dr. Nina Casaverdi says a brief shortage should be okay.
I wouldn't be overly concerned. I think in the past this has happened before where there hasn't been access to fluoride and it has been temporarily withdrawn from the water.
Dr. Casaverdi says her office is not experiencing any shortages and people with concerns can always reach out to their dentist or family physician. There are also at-home ways to ensure your teeth stay healthy.
Fluoridated toothpastes, fluoridated rinses are the best way you can keep your teeth healthy and keep your smiles healthy.
As for when supply will be restored in Dover, the city's director of community service says it's anyone's guess.
I think probably on a monthly basis, we'll try to get a status update to see how long this is going to occur, but we really don't know right now.
And there are a handful of other communities across New Hampshire who add fluoride to their drinking water. Right now, there are no other public reports of any shortages. Live in Manchester, I'm Nicole Lally, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire State Police use plane to enforce move over law. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Buying or selling a home is a complex process, and for many, the largest financial transaction of their life.
The areas in which we conduct these saturation patrols are known to be high crash areas for commercial motor vehicles.
And for the first time, they had help from above. The New Hampshire State Police plane taking to the skies in an attempt to make people more aware of the move over law and also target commercial motor vehicle operators.
The plane will allow us to focus on individuals who are failing to move over for our Troop G troopers that are inspecting trucks roadside.
State police say they're targeting commercial operators because they're seeing a disturbing trend. In the past, about 60 or 65% of accidents were caused by passenger vehicles.
Today's effort's necessary because the current trend we're seeing in the state of New Hampshire is a rise of commercial motor vehicle crashes where the commercial motor vehicle operator is at fault.
While the law has been in place since 2004, state police say there are still people who are unaware of it. So education in the form of signs remains a big part of the campaign. And when you couple the failure to move over with distracted driving,
the results are catastrophic because they're realizing at the last minute that they need to move over. We've seen recently where tow trucks have been hit or law enforcement officers as well.
The move over law requires drivers to move over a lane or slow down when approaching an emergency situation where possible.
If they're not able to move over, we ask that they significantly reduce their speed and then give the roadside worker a wide berth.
State police say they stopped 30 drivers for failing to move over in a 2-hour period, something they consider a success. They say the plane was also helpful. They plan to repeat this in other parts of the state for the rest of the year. Reporting live in Hooksett, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. Police officer arrested for DUI while in marked patrol car. Let's take a listen to that video from West 2 News, Orlando, Florida.
5-hour energy, because the open road is calling. And you'll need to feel alert.
And a Apopka police officer faces a drunk driving charge tonight after he was pulled over on the 4th of July for reckless driving in full uniform in his police cruiser.
West 2's Amanda Dukes reports investigators say the officer's blood alcohol level was actually almost 4 times the legal limit when he was arrested in Eustis.
So, can you just put your hands on the roof for me?
Body camera video shows Eustis police stopping 25-year-old Apopka police officer Oscar Mayorga around 6 p.m. on July 4th. Witnesses had reported Mayorga had been driving his police cruiser recklessly on 441. One of those witnesses followed him.
All over the road, stopping in the middle of the street, off the road.
As police talk with Mayorga, he slurs his words and struggles with his balance. He tells them he was scheduled to work the night shift.
Hey, if you work nights, where are you going right now?
Eustis police say they found an open container of beer in the cup holder of Mayorga's car. Initially, Mayorga is heard telling them he suffers from seizures and had taken several Benadryl, but had not been drinking alcohol.
There is an open container of alcohol in your vehicle. Have you been drinking at all today? No, that's maybe 3 days old. Okay. I smell the alcohol coming from your breath.
Police had EMS check Mayorga out.
Are you going to go to the hospital? I mean, I guess so. Do you want to go?
Not really, but
Mayorga refused transport to the hospital, and according to the arrest affidavit, he then admitted to drinking 3 tall boys of beer 2 hours earlier. He also said he was driving back towards Eustis because he decided he was in no condition to go to work. Police say a breathalyzer measured his blood alcohol content at almost 0.4, 4 times the legal limit. He was arrested on a charge of DUI and booked into the jail on $1,000 bond. Amanda Dukes reporting WESH 2 News.
Apopka police say Mayorga has been placed on administrative leave with pay while they investigate. He's been with Apopka police for 5 years.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. That does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.